With Grammarly's Citation Finder, you've got the evidence, the leads, and
You are watching a master at work.
Expelled from our Silver Ninja Empire. What have they done, Master? A ninja must learn to face all difficulties in life and pass through all hard times.
Master, you did right. They should be banished.
I have also removed their ninjutsu. But since they have been born a ninja, they die a ninja.
For the ones who get it done, the most You are watching a master at work.
Good morning, traders. Good morning. Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we jump onto these charts, see what these markets got going on, say what's up to everybody in chat. Make sure you read what's on the screen. Trading is very risky. Most traders do lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I do not provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you always do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts. And the affiliate and partner disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, Bookmap, and others. What's up, chat? How we doing this morning, guys? How are we doing? Let's check what we got going on these charts. As you may or may not know, depending if you're new here or if you're here every day, we are here on the Project X platform. This is a live prop firm account, technically a pre-live prop firm account with Top 1 Futures. Going to be looking at YM on the 15-minute chart. It's been paying me pretty damn well. Can't complain, so I'm going to stick with it. Don't change the quarterback if he's throwing touchdowns. Now, take a look at what happened up here. I didn't do any chart markup this morning because I just wanted to leave exactly what I had from yesterday, these two zones. Kind of interesting reversion, right? If you go back on the live session, this is the zone that I drew yesterday. Someone asked if I trade off of levels, if I trade off of zones. Here's the zone, right? This was coming off of prior days, volume point of control, actually 2 days prior. Key level of interest, right? We had a low put in here, a couple lows that were a little bit higher. Look at how clean that one worked out, man. This traded 76 points above. Definitely would have survived that even with a half a size stop. And then we got a retest this morning in pre-market 8:30, and we've sold off right from the middle ground of that, man. Nothing special, right? Nothing magical. You know, before we had any of this price action, you could see the volume that was put in up here. The reason for me drawing a zone there. Simple stuff, man. Very, very simple stuff. So, going to go ahead and get rid of those. And we're going to take a look at what we did yesterday. But first, we're going to do all of my chart markup. All of the chart markup that I've done, that I do every morning. Here it is. Ready, guys? It's very intensive. That's it. That's the chart markup. That's the whole thing. That's all of the chart markup that I do. I don't know. Works well for me. I've done a lot more than that in the past. I've done less than that in the past. But right now, I'm kind of joking around. I'm running these with really no levels, right? I can see visually levels on the chart, and I really just don't like to mark them, right? What do I pay attention to? Number one, prior day, high and low, right? This volume profile gives me prior day, high and low, value area high, value area low, and volume point of control, right? I can also eyeball without throwing lines on the chart where pre-market high is, right here, and where pre-market low is. Asia high, Asia London high, Asia London low, right? Overnight session high and low. Very, very simple. Along with that, we get volume points and controls for each daily session. We have a VWAP right here in the middle. We got our visible range volume profile here on the left-hand side, and we have volume down on the bottom. Those are the tools that I'm using on this chart, but not a whole lot of time spent drawing 47 different zones and 47 different lines. Before I hop into any more analysis, 9:23. What's going on, chat? Good morning. Chef Trades, Glenn B, Dwayne, Streamer Hub, Wolf, Purple Ninja Facts, Pam, Pryor, what's going on? How'd everybody do? Had to jump off early. Yeah. No trade for us yesterday here on the live session, at least for me. Very, very choppy until the afternoon. We started to pop to the upside. Dwayne, what's up? Good, 700, passed a combine. Beautiful. We had people passing combines, passing evaluations yesterday in the Discord. It was awesome. If you're not in the Discord, link is pinned to the top of this chat. Good morning, Blue Water Cruiser. What's up? Maz Harrell, what's happening? Good morning, all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Carolina, what's happening? ADO King, what's up? Good morning, good morning. Good morning, guys. What time range do you use for Asia session? Pam, good question. I don't use specifically Asia, London, overnight. I don't use Asia, London separately. I just use overnight. I group it all together. The area that I care about is the area that price trades from session changeover right here, right? 6 p.m. Eastern, 1800 hours, all the way up until 9:30 a.m. Eastern open, which we're about to hit in about 5 minutes. That gives me what I call overnight high, overnight low, right? Overnight for me, meaning after NYSE session, because I'm in NY time zone. After NY session closes out, we get kicked out of prop firm accounts at 4:10. Market opens back up for us to start trading at 6 p.m. Technically, you could hold positions, through that. If you're in live accounts, got to have a pretty serious balance to do that. But that's the session that, that's the time frame that I look at. I guess it's not 100% clear what you would call pre-market versus overnight. That's how I define it. And it's 100% objective based on that definition, right? Prior day high and low is difference before we get into just even more analysis, taking a look at what we're looking at today. Definition here, this is important. Most of trading is an art, and the way that we talk about things and interpret things is very subjective. But it's important to define what is subjective, what is objective. What is 100% objective market-generated information? It's not out for debate where the level is, because it's defined extremely clearly and can be found the same on your chart to the tick as it is on my chart, right? We are operating in the futures market here from centralized exchanges on this mini contract, right? Your chart should be exactly the same as mine to the tick on every single candle, right? Objective examples are exactly that definition. Not out for debate, not Zach or anybody else's opinion. Prior day, high and low. The prior day, the whole daily candle, high and low. That would be an example of an objective level, okay? Prior day close and open, right? If we were defining it very clearly. Overnight session, high and low, so long as I have an extremely clear definition, which is, for me, the price trades, the area that price trades from session changeover at the open all the way up until 9:30 a.m. Eastern, right? That's objective. Subjective, right? Subjective, which means it's not clearly defined, were those zones that I just had drawn up here, right? Those are subjective, discretionary levels, right? You are not going to be able to mark where I had this zone exactly every day, right? You probably get pretty damn close, because these are not 100% objective based on market-generated information, right? I'm looking and I'm using my subjective, my personal interpretation of whatever I'm looking at on the chart, volume, price action, market structure, and I'm drawing a zone, right? So it's important to note the difference between the two. Majority of what traders do and utilize is subjective. It's not clearly defined. It's not objective. It's why it can't be coded into bots and EAs so easily. But important to note that. The volume profiles on my chart, technically, if I'm drawing them from the exact same time to the exact same time every single day, and I'm using the same time frame and the same settings, those would be objective, right? Market-generated information. You should be able to set your chart up exactly the same. But when I go to draw a zone, right, or when I'm waiting for an entry, it's not 100% objective, right? It's not that a limit order gets set 2.5 times the ATR below prior day low, right? So, something along those lines at a specific time every single day. No, not mechanical. So important to know the difference there. Anyway, went on a rant there, but most traders don't talk about that. And we're getting ready to open up here, so I'll try to wrap this up. That was a big stepping stone, turning point in my trading, was recognizing that I needed to stop trying to make everything mechanical and operate like a robot. That's what we were always told to do. You have to take emotion out of it. You have to have clearly defined rules. So I'd have 1,000 indicators and pages and pages and pages of when I was able to take a trade. Time, this crossover, this Bollinger Band, this EMA, price did this, price did that, 1,000 filters. And it did nothing but hurt me and confuse me. And it wasn't until I realized, okay, well, we got to balance this. We got to apply some consistency. We can't just be coming to the chart every day for no reason saying, I think it's going to go up or I think it's going to go down and trading completely differently every day. But we're going to have to apply some subjective discretion, right? We're going to apply our experience on the chart, our pattern recognition, whatever tools you're using, your knowledge of those tools, and the read of that it's given you of the market, the entry that it's given you, the way to structure risk, the way to manage your trades. So that was very important for me, and I like to talk about that and define what is what. So you guys can use that to your advantage, or do what you wish with it. Anyway, getting ready to open up here, guys. We are below VWAP. We've put some highs in here, opening up within yesterday's range right here at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Kind of chopping around VWAP for overnight session, right? If we just recap yesterday, very choppy. I kept myself out of this. Hot garbage until we hopped off here, 12 p.m. We started to pop to the upside. We didn't really do too much. We got above prior day high, and then we closed right around, the Tuesday high here. Here we are Wednesday, Tuesday, and we're on to Thursday. So far for the overnight session, pretty choppy. We didn't get the run that we got out of NQ and ES yesterday here on YM. Overnight, pretty choppy, pretty back and forth at VWAP. Opening up down below, popping right back up to VWAP right now. Not quite testing yesterday's volume point of control, which is a key level to watch for me. Untested volume points of control often get tested. You can just go back and look at that on the chart and back test it yourself if you want to. So I'm interested down here, really interested down here. I think if we sell off today, probably going to break this low, maybe this low. I think we could see a gnarly turn to the downside. If we pop, right? Obviously, this is a key level right here. I'd probably wait for a short all the way up here, right? We're starting to get some structure that's pretty tight here, you know, day over day. We're driving higher right now, coming through VWAP. If we start to pop to the upside, I'm not going to take it off of overnight high, overnight low. Same type of trade that I take every day, right? Reversion style trade. I'm looking for to sell into strength, to buy into weakness, right? For that initial reversion back towards an area of high volume. If we pop to the upside, I'm going to be looking for a short. This is not a terrible spot for it. Not a terrible spot for it. But I'm convinced that we can sweep prior day high, potentially test near this high volume area before we potentially turn to the downside and hit this volume point of control, or even go lower. So I'm probably going to be waiting to jump into anything too crazy. It's a pretty tight range so far. Very tight. Under 200 points. We got plenty of room to go to the upside or downside, to go to both and just chop around, but expand this daily candle here on YM. You know, not even close to an average daily range yet. We got room to go. So I'm going to be looking same style stuff, right? Unless we come to the market, we got something really, really wild where I'm not looking for the reversion trade. I'm typically looking to, you know, sell on a sweep of a high, hit of a level up above, a resistance zone, right? A support and resistance area, or buy into a sweep of a low. So at very earliest, I'm going to be looking above this pre-market high and low, which is going to be the top of this daily candle right here. This pre-market high, I should say. At very earliest, I'm looking above this 47,500 level for a potential short. I would prefer it above prior day high, which would be the 47,585s, let's say. But if we really started to push aggressively, I don't know that I would jump in before this mess right here. That looks like a pretty key spot that we would want to move to if we're going to push to the upside. But we might not do that. We could just dance around here and then actually start to sell off really aggressively. If we start to sell off, conversely, we really don't come higher, there is no reversion trade on a short, start to sell off really aggressive. I don't love how we've already tested VWAP. We broke to the downside, pulled back up, and now we're going to come lower. Where would I look to potentially jump in on this bad boy? Yeah, I don't think that I'm going to be getting involved long in here. I think that's a dangerous spot. I'd probably, and I'm really zooming out so I can look outside of just this week's price action market structure. Yeah, I'd probably be in, I'd probably be waiting. I'd honestly probably be sitting on my hands if we start selling off really aggressively. I don't know that I'm going to jump in front of it. Could try something with half risk a little bit early, but it could get dicey. Could get a little dicey here. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at today, guys. Just framing the trade ideas with you here. Pretty balanced, pretty choppy. Overall bullish, right? Overall bullish, just looking at where we're opening up relative to yesterday's volume profile. Also with yesterday not breaking a low and breaking a high. Opening up above that volume point of control. You know, already testing back above value area high. Near this area, you know, we're showing some strength right off the rip here. I like it for a short back down here, but I would need it up. I would need it to get up here. I don't like this. Right, let's measure it out. I don't love that, right? That's not great. Even that is just a little bit tight for me. I'd like something up here. I'd like to give it plenty of room above prior day high to try to catch a reaction. This area is a problem, so I'd probably want a stop loss outside of that to start. We'll see. We'll see. Interesting structure here on YM. Just getting a measure, a measurement. I'm using the measurement tool. If you hit the shift key on TradingView or Project X and you click, you get this measurement tool right here. And really what I'm doing is I'm just dragging above, highs and lows, and I'm taking a look at the tick and point movement. What the heck? What the helly? There we go. Good morning on Kick. Good morning on YouTube. Good morning on X. Appreciate you guys for hopping on as always. Check in with you in the chat just a second. I want to see if we do start to drive higher on this. We got ES Bookmap loaded up on the left-hand side. Let's get a look at YM. Get a feel for what we're doing with some order flow over here on the left-hand side. I don't know, guys. I might try to short this if we get one more pop out of this. If we drive 100 points higher, close to prior day high, I might try to short this back towards volume point of control. I love this as a target. I love this area down here as a potential target. And my thesis in general, right, the way that I trade outside of the more specific price action and market structure, if you just look at volume profiles, we tend to move from areas of high volume to areas of high volume rather quickly, and then we consolidate at those areas of high volume. We chop around, we fight it out, right, buyers and sellers, and then we continue on to create a new area of high volume, right, on the chart if we start to break highs or lows. I really like this back down towards this area. I think even if we're going to push higher today, we're likely to come back down here first, and I'd like to find a way in. I got a good feeling that we head lower. This is the intuition speaking, but we don't trade just off of intuition. We at least need some qualifiers, but I got a good feeling that we sell right back off into the 200s, the 47 200s. Here it goes right now. Well, let's see how good. Let's see how good the implicit memory is for something like this. Sell off, pop back up above, struggle. This feels like we want to come lower. It's not a great trade. It's just not a great trade for me. I wouldn't be happy if I did this, right? If I did this here and then we did this, right? It would be an early trade, and I'd be jumping in too quick. I would not be psyched if that happened, right? Because that's really what I want, right? At very least, I set a sweep of these highs, and that would, allow price to come up above prior day high as well, keep me in for a short. But I got a feeling we go to prior day point of control. Anyway, let's see. We'll see, man. A little bit of a slow week. Nothing crazy. Can't complain. Took a payout from Tuesday yesterday in this account. Took 2 payouts from the SideQuest accounts as well. Top Step. I'm not, affiliated, partnered, or promoting them. But been trading those on the side. 3 payouts yesterday. The fourth one of this week. It's nice when it comes together, man. It's nice when the game plan works out and pays you. Certainly not always that way. If you watched me trade earlier this year, I went nothing for a few months on the prop accounts. Of course, I trade live accounts on the side. I trade the stonk stuff as well. I was much more heavily focused on my live account, my personal live account, getting that worked out over the last few weeks, getting last few months, I should say, getting more focused on some side quest accounts after getting moved into this live account with Top 1 Futures and really enjoying the experience so far. I don't want to give up the opportunity to do that at other firms as well. So trading some other prop accounts aggressively, that's paying me. No complaints there. We'll see if we can't work ourselves towards some more frequent and larger payouts, and then potentially another live account. All right, build a buffer and get kicked over somewhere else as well. But for this bad boy, yesterday, I was tempted. Yeah, here we go, man. I felt this one, chat. I felt this one. Doesn't pay you to feel it, but I felt this one coming down to the downside. Yesterday, to be completely honest, I was tempted to trade. I was patient earlier this week. I was patient last week. And my patience was running thin yesterday. And after I hopped off the live, I was really tempted to try to find my way into a trade, right? We still feel these things. And I thought, what better way to completely kill that by just taking another quick payout. Lock up the account for the entire day, right? And now you give yourself no option. So I did exercise that easy risk management that we don't have in real live accounts to take a payout, which inherently locks the account up. So, if you're ever feeling that, don't feel like you're, there's something wrong with you. It's how you act on that emotion. Anyway, let's see what you guys got going on. This is going to prior day point of control. This would have been a beautiful short already to the downside. Could have been one and done. Not a good trade. Just a little too tight in here. We'll see. We'll see. Chat, what's going on? Could get pretty dicey. Chart Prince, what's up? Overnight high is prior week low as well. Very nice. Very nice. What's good, Chart Prince? What's happening? So glad to be somewhere the subjectivity is highlighted. Yeah. Important to note that. Most traders don't like to talk about that. It's too out there and abstract, and it makes it too difficult for them to sell their very simple system where you just trade for 10 minutes a day and you follow these exact rules and you make money. If only it was that simple. Cook Smith, Muhammad, Keen, what's happening? YM just dropped over 100 points in the last hour. Maybe by the dip day. YM's got room to go. This ain't the dip yet, in my opinion. YM's, puts pretty large daily candles up. This is still pretty tight. We got room. Volatile here. All right, volatile. And looks like we're coming out the low. Again, I felt it, guys. Again, feeling and executing, or feeling and being able to structure risk and do something consistently based on that feeling is different than just feeling it. But felt this one down towards prior day volume point of control, and I think we're going to head there. Probably lower, the 47,200s, but we'll see. We'll see. Just too tight. Not a good way to structure risk. Not even a sweep of overnight high. To short that right into the open, 10 minutes in, right? On the the first and second candle. That's a little bit aggressive for me. But going to be frustrating to watch this one. But either way. Tom Ward, what's up? Pam, what's up? Is a visible range. How do you get the volume profile to highlight the previous day's price action in a box? See how each day is highlighted. Yeah, stacking bananas. This is, okay, so there's two volume profiles on here, right? This is the indicator, volume profile visible range, VPVR, right? Here's the settings on it, if you guys want to pause it. This one's changed, and then these colors are changed. That's it. All the inputs are the same. This bad boy is the same inputs, right? 30%, not that really that matters, it just moves it over. But this is a drawing tool. This is fixed range volume profile under volume-based projection. What do we call this? Not short position. Forecasting and measurement tools. You come over here, you grab fixed range volume profile, and you click on it, and then you would drag. And the way that I do this is the way that you saw me do it first thing off the morning. I didn't even have this one marked. From session changeover, right? 6 p.m. Eastern, 1800 hours, all the way to session close, 1645, right? That's how I do it on my chart. If you wanted it as price is forming, the way that it is right now, you would have to continually drag it out because it is fixed range. If you're on TradingView or on another platform than Project X, they do have indicators for this. It's often called session volume profile, sometimes daily volume profile in other platforms. But on TradingView, it's session volume profile or session volume profile HD, SVP. And it automatically plots every day, and then it also plots on the session. It'd be plotting right now on TradingView. Hope that helps. Let's see, man. Let's see. Appreciate you guys hopping on. It is my last day streaming here with you guys for a couple days. Got a little vacation coming up, little travel, headed out of the country tomorrow. Be back on Wednesday of next week. Back live streaming with you guys on Wednesday of next week. I'll still, we got some stuff rolling out, so I'll still be somewhat available, but overall response is limited, right? I'll let you guys know in Discord. Always, I'll keep you updated if anything changes, as you never know. But I'm planning to go no stream Friday, Monday, and Tuesday coming up. That's my game plan. Back at it, full schedule, Wednesday of next week, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. I'll throw it in Discord, but I'm sure I'll have 47 people also say, why is there no stream? Also, if you're not in the free Discord and you want to stay updated on stuff like that, you want a chance to win even more giveaways, there's the link. You guys can hop in the 100% free trading Discord. I'll always keep you guys updated on live sessions, on schedule, extra giveaways outside of stuff that we do here on the live streams, maybe stuff that we do when I'm not live streaming. I don't know. Who's to say? But you guys want to hop in there. There is the link. It's also pinned to the chat. And real quick, while we're waiting for this market to do something, I'm going to plug something else that we got coming up. Juan, what's going on? Where are you going? I try not to dox myself completely just for safety reasons for me and my family. People are crazy. I'm a pretty open book. I really don't care. But I'll try not to dox myself ahead of time, like where I live and where I'm going, like in the come and rob me type of way. But if you guys follow me on Instagram or social media anywhere, you'll probably see a bunch of videos from it. If you want the IG, it's in Discord, but you can catch me on IG. You'll see all the places that I am. I throw a bunch on the story. But real quick, here's what I was going to plug before that. This in-person, what do you consider a low volume node? Do you consider low volume nodes? Yeah, I do. We'll talk about that in a second. Good questions, guys. Always ask your trading questions, please. Futures Bootcamp 2026 live in person in Tampa, May 14th and 15th next year. Link is in the chat if you want to check this out. Code RDF if you want to support your boy. This is already over 50% sold out. I got a couple of you guys coming. I'm excited for it. Super hyped. I'm a guest speaker at this one. I was a guest speaker last year. If you guys want to check it out, link is in the chat. I think it's going to be awesome. 2 full days of live trading. You get strategy, you get mindset, you get risk management, you get approach to prop firms, live accounts, all the different tools that everybody uses here. It is Austin Silver's show, his ASFX deal, so it is primarily going to be based on his approach, his style, that type of stuff. But you also get 2 full days where everybody on this picture and more, because we have even more heavy hitters coming. I wish I could say who else is coming out because it's absolutely insane. But there's additional people coming out. You get their trading style, their perspectives, the instruments they trade, the tools they use, right? Panels, open questions, and in a room full of dozens and dozens and dozens of futures traders like yourself, from completely beginners to decades in, very experienced trading live accounts. There were guys in the audience last year putting up 5-figure trades on live accounts, sitting next to me. It was super fun. I would not miss this stuff, guys. You know, obviously it's an expense. It's a cost associated. Watching YM sell off here. Back to volume point of control. Probably down to the 200s. But it is an expense. Obviously, not everybody can travel. Not everybody can afford this type of stuff. Personally, I don't think there's anything else like it. Obviously, I'm biased to say that. But I love the in-person stuff, man. I really do. They're very few and far between. Not many traders at all get together like this. put events like this on where they trade live, where they are extremely open with questions, answers, where you spend days together and, really work towards that progress. It's also super fun. Dinners and drinks, hanging out. It's a great time. It's a great time. But again, guys, if you're thinking about this one, and this is not to do the pressure thing, this is not to like I don't care. I've talked about this openly. I get some kickbacks from people going out there, right? For people using the code, but this is an expense for me. It really doesn't matter whether you go or don't go. I'm paying for my flight. I'm paying for my hotel. I'm paying for everything out there. It's an expense for me. If you don't want to go, don't go. But something like this, if you're waiting on it, it's going to sell out. And for them to have sold so many tickets, and it's not even 2026, and the thing is in May of next year, it's going to sell out super early. And I felt really bad because I had multiple people hit me up last year, like a month before the event when it was sold out, and wanting to come. Can I pay more? Can I do that? And I'm like, nah, dude, first off, it's not my show, but it's limited. They keep it, it's big enough, but they keep it, fairly tight where it's not this auditorium of 1,000 people, right? I think it's like 100 on the high end, something like that. So don't sleep on this one, guys. If you're thinking about it, I would be more than happy to see some of you guys out there. It was super fun last year. It was awesome, super awesome. I'm grateful to get invited to come back. I really am. Shout out Austin Silver and his team. There's the sell-off to volume point of control. Damn it, YM. Don't mean to respond like that, but that would have paid. Just not a setup. It's not a setup for me. Not valid. And if I got stopped on this, not valid at all. So, part of it. We'll talk about, you guys were asking for my Instagram. There's my Instagram, guys. I'm Real Deal Zach on everything. If you guys want to check out the IG. Real Deal Zach on IG, on Twitter. I'm verified. Don't fall for the scams. Here on YouTube, it's Real Deal Futures. The website is realdealfutures.com. Do you consider low volume nodes? Yeah. Yep. We talked about that. I consider areas of high volume and areas of low volume, right? That's what we pay attention to. Up 150, shorting NQ, locked it up. Huge ass chains on the biggest. Nice. Gonna be there in Miami. Awesome, Pam. Super hyped. It's gonna be awesome. Dwayne, what's going on? Wish I could go to the boot camp. Yeah, man. Zach, I'm gonna do my best to come check it out next year. Trying to build my budget. I feel you guys. We'll buy tickets soon. Yeah, listen, like, again, man, I always am. Everybody says, like, a couple guys that hear me talk, they're like, you're too nice, bro. You're so effing wishy-washy. But I just try to be real, right? Like, there's a cost associated with that. Nothing I do is, I don't sell anything, right? I don't have a paid course or VIP or mentorship and anything else. I'm promoting that, which is paid. Again, it's not my show. I'm invited to guest speak out there. But I recognize there's a cost associated with that, right? And it's up to you guys to weigh the value versus the cost for you personally. I 100% recognize that. There's, flights, travel, hotels, that type of stuff. They give you food while you're out there, which is pretty cool. But if it's not in the cards, it's not in the cards. You can watch so many of the guys on this stream because almost everyone on here trades live, by the way. Which is an important qualifier. You could join Austin Silver's program for a month, I think, for free. Obviously, I'm free 99. Tanner, the strong trader, and Lawrence, crazy heavy hitters. This dude is out of it. Both of these dudes are out of their mind. Everybody here is. As far as prop killers go, they trade live. Zach hosts Prop for a Match. He trades live all damn day. Randy trades live. They have a podcast as well. KV, all of them. So. If you can't make it work, you can still get a lot of value out of these guys. Is it the same as being in the same room as everybody and watching what they're doing and asking them in real time why they're doing what they're doing and, being able to ask whatever questions you want and watch things play out for better or for worse? No, it's definitely not. And I find it incredibly value. I find a ton of value myself working with traders, and I made a lot of progress myself, even where I am being surrounded by a ton of traders that are doing better than you, right? It's just rising tide lifts all the ships. That saying holds so true, really true. All right, guys, I'm watching this thing sell off. This is painful. I had the strong gut feeling on this one, man, but not something that I can execute on. Really not something I allow myself to execute on. Coming into 10 a.m. here, we do not have news on the board for the calendar today. We got a bunch of FOMC speakers. This one's going to be dicey, man. This one's going to be dicey. I think we could bounce around. I think we chop here. We are starting to flip this day bearish and push lower, right? We were all the way up here, man. All the way up here. We're starting to push this thing to the downside. This looks like we could want to sell off today. Could also chop here a little bit longer. Could find buyers somewhere down here, which is what I'm going to look for. You know, potentially a long, but I would have loved the short. I would have loved the short back to volume point of control, right? Key area. You can watch this day in and day out. Prior day's volume point of control often does not stay untested in the next day. If it stays untested in the next day, like this one right here, it's often tested in the following day. Very high percent. Very high percent. You know, key level to watch. So selling off to the downside here, man, this is gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. But I'm trying to stay patient. I really am, man. I've been generating a really nice win rate, a decent risk to reward. I'd like to increase it in this account specifically. But I'm doing my best to avoid unnecessary losses, and it's been sweet. I've had plenty of green days. I think I had 2 full red days in this account. That's it since I started trading, and I've really been overperforming in it, and I'm going to try to hold on to that overperformance. You know, won't be for forever. We'll have the losing streak. I'll have multiple back-to-back losses. You know, that's always around the corner. Executing well, but I'm trying not to do anything too aggressive, like hopping in right here, which would have paid really nicely today, but on another day just pops right above prior day high, and I get stopped out, and I go, why did you enter below a sweep of overnight session highs when we were 30 points off of that level? And why would you enter right below prior day high, which is, you know, almost 100 points off of that level, you know? So close, really close. Good intuition, good gut feel, good reading of price action and market structure. It's not really worth anything if you don't capitalize on it, though. So we'll see. We will see. It's a great initiative, not gonna lie. Yeah, we're talking about the Tampa event. Me too. I even wish I could go. Yeah, man. Listen, anybody that comes out there, you get a personal pat on the back from me and a best wish of trading well. No, we'll definitely try to show up for future events. For now, focus on building for sure. When will you be able to tell us other heavy hitters coming to the boot camp? They're gonna announce it. I'm not going to be the probably not even supposed to say that, but you know, it was bigger than it's already bigger than last year, right? But Austin, I think, has done a really cool thing where he invites a bunch of guest speakers, and I think a lot of the events that I've seen are starting to do that, right? Like the Tom Hogard, Al Brooks, there was like 8 other guys out there. I love that stuff because you get so much perspective. You get so many, and not everybody agrees with each other, right? It was really cool last year on the first day. Everybody was trading live, but we had like 3 or 4 people that were trades were up on the big projector, you know, bouncing back and forth. And I think it was me, Tanner, Isaac, and Austin all took winning trades on that first Thursday. And every single one of us managed the trades differently and entered differently and did it slightly differently. And we were all questioned by the audience and each other. Why wouldn't you just go stop loss to break even? Why wouldn't you just take profit here? Why wouldn't you just close a trade here, enter here? And you get to see so many different people's trading styles, right? Which is the reality of trading. And I think that helps to take things that you like from some, take things that you don't like and say, I definitely don't want to run it like that. You know, because if you're just going to hear one person lecture and give you some strategy, right, it's probably not as valuable. So here we are, guys, into the 47-200s. Feeling it today, guys. Feeling it today. Feeling the desire to take a trade and not go no trade here. ES continuing to sell off on a pretty weak CVD, continuing to decline to the downside. This is looking like this is just looking like the short play, man, paying. It's very frustrating to watch. Gotta say, it's a little frustrating to watch. Really red across the board on these. This looks like we're gonna form the bearish day. I don't know where I'm looking to jump in front of this, if I am. I don't have a setup down here, guys. Sweep of overnight session lows, not a play at all after we pop to the upside. Sweep of prior day low, this low down here, you know, maybe. But I gotta say, I think we're gonna be getting closer to attempting to pick the low of the day, and I really don't want to do that. Really don't want to do that. You know, there's a chance we just come down here. Yeah, prior day low at the earliest. Prior day low at the earliest with no break of prior day high. There's a good chance we just come down here and we really don't step outside of this prior day low. We kind of continue this move to the upside, but I'm not trusting this at all. Not jumping in front of this bad boy. I think if I was trying long, it's going to be from way down here, guys. Like way down here. Since you guys liked the zones yesterday. Yeah, like somewhere way down here. For potential long play. Stop loss way wide. I think we come outside of this. Damn. Would have been really nice to the downside to get it done quick. All right, got to move on. Yeah, I like this. If I was going to try long on this, man, which I don't know that I really want to do, guys. Damn. I'd love to... let's see. It's still very early, 10 a.m. We're not even near initial balance yet. We still got time. I'm going to say something in here. If we really sold off this far, we put a... Yeah, we put 600 plus points into the downside. I wouldn't mind looking for a crack below this week's low and then popping back up. Maybe at least just towards this area if we don't come all the way back up to VWAP. It would be really aggressive at that point. It would be really aggressive. We would have sold off quite a bit, but I'm not going to jump in front of this at all right now. I don't have a continuation play on Dow on some kind of structure like this. This is a knife to the downside, you know, really aggressive move. So it's sit patient, maybe look below Tuesday's low here. We're down into this area. Yeah, man. Selling off on this one, guys. Let's see. Someone closed out shorts. Very nice. Very nice. Want to re-enter shorts. Good morning. Zero Cool. What's happening? Stack Bananas. Third day here. Still waiting to see. We traded this week. Or maybe you weren't here on I went no trade yesterday. W on Tuesday. W on Tuesday. But yeah, man, teaching patience. Yeah, man, I'm not the 47 trades a day guy. It's just not my style. This is an aggressive knife lower, guys. I don't mean to be distracted and start staring at the chart, but I have no short on this. Absolutely no short play. A really aggressive long play off of a sweep of prior day low, which we're hitting right now. So, let's see what this does. This is always interesting to watch. If we sell off really aggressively, like we get a really nice push down here, I'm going to look to jump in front of it. It will have been nice and overextended with no pullback. If we do this, there's no trade. There's just nothing for me. If we do this, I'm not in. If we pull back to VWAP and then sell off, I'm not in. But yeah, talk about that. Like, I have a lot of opportunities often on YM. Reversion plays and continuation plays. But there are times that happen, like this week and a little bit of last week, man, where I don't have a lot of opportunities. I just don't have the setups for me. It really sucks and is frustrating to watch the market. You start to wonder, well, should I just change it up? Should I do something different? Should I add something in that allows me to take more opportunities and more trades? And then you kind of start going backwards, right? You start taking half-assed, worse and worse and worse trades just for the sake of taking more trades. It's not fun when it happens, but I'm going to try to save my capital for, when my setup comes. Because there's been quite a few times as of recent now on YM where I'm in pretty close to the open. I'm in almost from pre-market or right into the open. Just not this week, man. It's really not this week or last week. Last week was pretty damn slow. Sweeping prior day low and popping to the upside. Is that all we're going to do down here? We'll find out. Do you consider the initial balance range? Yes, I do. Wire 1970. I like the initial balance range. The initial balance range, for those that don't know, is the area that price trades from 9:30 a.m. Eastern to 10:30 a.m. Eastern. We set a high and a low, and there's some strong stats behind that. You can get those stats from Edgeful if you want to check out Edgeful. I'm partnered and affiliated with them. Can get you a good deal. You could also just test it yourself. But if we break one side of the initial balance, we typically don't come back and break the other side. If we, based on which side forms first, we could tell which side is more likely to break first. There's some stats on how far it typically extends. I do like those stats. To a degree, right? I'll trade against them as well, but I like to be aware of something that happens after a range set 75% of the time and 25% of the time, right? What side of those stats am I trading for? Buyers standing no chance at this red avalanche. I've seen buyers get absorbed at several key levels. Yep. Want to be short, but I know as soon as I take the short, the market's going to make a retracement. Yep. Having that feeling right now. Yep. Wanting to take a trade. Yeah. Morning. I was like, F it. Might just keep enjoying your live, and I closed my laptop. Yeah. Listen, here's the spot. Here's the thing. This is the basics. What is your system? What is your approach, right? What does your entry look like? How do you structure risk? How do you manage a trade? Then you wait for the market to do that, to set up. If it doesn't do that for you, and then it moves, it's not a missed trade. It's not a missed opportunity because there was nothing there for you to begin with, which unfortunately is where I'm at today. The market got close, somewhat close to my setup, but close is not the setup. Otherwise, I'll start making close the setup, and then I'll take those trades. And then, well, what if it gets kind of close to being a little bit close, right? That's part of trading. And the better I can get at sitting on my hands and not getting impatient, the way that I'm feeling today, the better I do, the less losses that I take. I wait for my really high quality, for me, setups to come. I take those, and I take wins and losses on those only. When I jump in between and I just get way too aggressive, I typically take more losses. I typically have less of an edge doing that, and those losses are painful. They are bad losses. So we cracked prior day low by 23 points here, and we've already popped back up about 60 points. We're going to go right back up to the 200s and test this temporary volume point of control right here. Kind of what it looks like. Kind of what it looks like. Morning, Mike Z. What's going on? What's going on, guys? Appreciate y'all hopping on as always. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. So we swept yesterday's low, and we pulled right back up to this area of high volume. Now what do we do? Now do we come lower, and we're going to make this a pretty gnarly down day, or are we just going to chop here and kind of continue to consolidate right in this, high time frame range that we've been putting in? Kind of feels like that's what we want to do. Kind of feels like we just want to come right back up on this and make this another difficult trade on YM. So watching this play out, guys, if we pull a little bit farther back up here, we get closer to that VWAP level. There's a continuation short. It's a continuation style short. Yeah, I'm stuck sitting patient this week, man. Stuck sitting patient this week. I'm not going anywhere just yet, though. We got some time. This market's moving, which typically means it's going to continue moving. You usually don't just die off completely once we start to kick it up, especially if we're doing it into the 10 a.m. time frame. So I'd expect this volatility to hang around for a little bit. It's early to say we're not finding something just yet. Chat. Let's see. ES sold off. Found some buyers down here, but looks like it wants to keep going. NQ as well. Neither of them down below prior day's low because they sold off quite a bit more on Wednesday. Both of them broke Tuesday's prior day low, where YM did not. Oh, YM, man. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, guys. Sorry for hemming and hawing here. Yeah, this is looking weak, and I'm wondering if I want to try this continuation. That wasn't enough of a pullback at all. I got no way to structure risk on a knife down. If we pop back up a little bit just after crack a prior day low, I'm tempted to jump in for a short continuation. It would be flowing with this market overall, higher time frame, be flowing with this trend. Certainly could chop, certainly could flip this and come right back up. I don't know that I'd be holding short for a huge extension, but down below this week's low, feels like we could head there. It might just want to keep going right now, in which case I don't trade the 1 minute chart for breaking retests. I think there's very simple structure you could trade on low time frames. As soon as we start selling off and breaking lows and do this, you go, okay, I want to jump in right around here, maybe right around here for a continuation to the downside and a break of the low. Very, very simple stuff. If you want to try to trade trends that way, it's not my setup. It's just not my play. So, stuck hanging out, sitting patient, man. At very best for a continuation trade, I'd have to get I'm going to call a level out. Yeah, we'd have to get closer to VWAP. Wouldn't really have to be VWAP, but I'd say like the 240s, 250s. If we pulled back up here, closer to VWAP. Yesterday's volume point of control, again, kind of out of this area just a little bit. We'd be making a decision, right? Either we're going to completely reverse and flip this into a bullish day, or we're just going to take everybody out, run stops that was getting short on this all the way down, and reload, and then come through the low. It's not a reversion play, right? Unless I'm buying from the extremes back to the middle ground. It would be a continuation play, a little bit of trend forming, and a continuation in the direction of that trend. So that's the closest thing that I can see for a potential setup here. About 100 points higher for a short. Stop loss pretty wide. It's not going to be great, though. It's really not going to be a great spot. Right above the high. That's the best I'm going to get on something like that. Right above this candle high. Which is not a terrible invalidation point, right? If we come back through VWAP and all the way up here, I think we're headed higher. We are reversing and we're coming back through the high. And it's going to be a break of high and low, and maybe just a choppy session. But I like this for a short. I liked it for a short up here. But let's see what sets up for us here. We still got time. If we just dump from here, we just completely sell off. There's no trade. There's no trade for me. Maybe a long, right? Maybe a long to look for a bounce back up. What's going on, chat? Let's see. VWAP retest on ES coming. Nice long from 70 on ES. Cut the short of the opening range break low. Nice long back to overnight low. Might be good. You guys are all looking long. And keeps hitting me on trailing stops. Imagine what would have happened if I held on. The worst. Waiting for that VWAP and point of control test to take the short. Yeah. Waiting for the pullback. Took 2 trades, both the same result. Got annoyed, locked it up. Made 150 though, so not complaining much. Yeah, lock it up. Lock it up, man. A couple trades in, and you're up, and you're getting frustrated. Lock it up. Why I'm slowed down at previous week's low? At a previous week's level? Sure. I'm green, but looks like I'm about to get burnt on this long because I averaged in after taking a level. Better than me, Zach. I'm 1700 red. Part of it. Anything like to live dangerously? Let's see. Short from VWAP on the IB low. Yeah. I like that. Using leverage to try to make it bigger, but very small stop loss. Compound repays, yeah. Project X platform is a bit sketchy with TradingView connection. I'm guessing we can't trade Project X from TradingView, right? Correct. So soon, really soon, with Top 1 Futures, you're going to be able to utilize Tradeovate and NinjaTrader and TradingView coming up very soon. Everybody's been saying that, so I don't want to be the guy saying soon, and then it takes forever. But coming up real soon, they are discussing offering Tradeovate, which is going to allow you to log in directly to TradingView, right? You can connect both of them together and trade on your Top 1 Futures account directly from a TradingView chart with all of your custom scripts and indicators and whatever else you want to trade with. Yeah, so guys, I like this short. Obviously, after we sold off here, I think we might keep going on this bad boy. It's still looking very weak. This isn't a good way for me to structure risk. I don't like a stop right around VWAP. I think you guys know I'm typically starting around this for a stop loss level with no fixed take profit. I would like that. I would like all the way above the high, where if we come all the way back above, at very worst, we're choppy and taking everyone out, including myself, and then continuing, but I have no way to trade that. At very best, we are completely wrong, and we're pushing to the upside. So I kind of like something like this, like I said, closer to that. This is really 260, closer to that 250 level, 47 250s, kind of coming to the high end of this area, near VWAP, but not quite hitting it in YM, which we often do sometimes. Back around this volume point of control for a potential short continuation all the way down here. I think it presents a really nice opportunity. Or at very worst, a break of this low. Let's see. Could absolutely just be a sweep down here prior day low, and now we're ready to take off, and we're going to flip this into a bullish candle, and it's, you know, bulls back in town, right? Anything can happen. But this is first potential idea. Continuation trade, right? Talk about the reversions, take a lot of reversions, continuation style trade. I don't love these as much. It's not my forte because I don't like having to stop near any level of structure. I like to be way outside where I am just completely dead wrong if I'm wrong. I really like to be proven insanely wrong, you know, where price breaks out and runs 200 points, you know, above the high, and that's where my stop is. But I don't know about a stop right in here. That's pretty dicey. Here we go, 245s. Just taking a look on ES. Growing CVD here. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for closer to VWAP for a potential one. What's actually going to allow me to get a stop above this? Yeah, that level right there. I'm gonna look to short this, guys.
Order filled.
I'm in, chat. In for a continuation short. Ugh. What am I, a point above this? I like to give myself just a little bit of room for slippage there. All right, let's see. Let's see. Continuation short. I'm taking it below VWAP. I'm taking it below a test of these overnight lows here. Near this area of high volume. We had a ton of selling pressure. We sold off at the open, popped to the upside, which I do like a retest of VWAP and then a continuation lower. Attempting this one, it's not insanely aggressive, right? In the sense where I'm like, if we are down here on a complete knife and I'm buying into it and everyone goes, dude, you have like, you know, balls of steel to try to buy into a 600-point sell-off. But, you know, we could just be completely reversing here. I'd like to see us come down through this temporary volume point of control, back down towards this low, obviously, for this trade to work out. We are going to get initial balance here in about 5 minutes. We were talking about initial balance high and low. My stop is right outside of the initial balance high, which, again, taking a continuation trade. I want to allow this thing to come dance up here a little bit. If we don't get a reversion from here, though, it's going to look pretty ugly. If we come back down towards initial balance low, which is also formed second, this is a statistic that we're trading with today. IB high formed first, IB low formed second. This breaks first more than, I don't know, I think it's like 70 some odd % of the time. If one side breaks, we typically don't come back up and break the other side. So if you come down here and break this 1030 low, if it sets, right, because who knows, maybe we sell off, maybe we pump, we typically don't come back and break the other side. About 75% of the time, 70 some odd percent of the time. Also, if we break either side, we typically extend by a decent margin. We don't typically just come outside by a point or two. We typically run it. We typically push to the outside. These are all numbers you can get from Edgeful. Pretty helpful statistic data provider. I'm partnered. I'm affiliated. I stand to make money, so I'm biased. But if you want to check it out, link is going to be down below the video. You can also just backtest. You can also just backtest yourself and say, hey, look, once the first hour sets, we often trade in that direction because there's an opening candle continuation as well, statistic, report. If the first hourly candle forms green, we typically close green on the day. If the first hourly candle closes red, we typically close red on the day. Pretty decent margin behind that. Again, some of this stuff you might say, yeah, Zach, that's obvious, right? If we sell off for the first hour of the day, we typically don't just completely reverse and then turn it into a bullish day, right? After, a bearish hourly candle. Not always, right? Plenty of times where we do, plenty of days back to back where we do. But I think it could be helpful to be aware of some of these, even if you don't use them specifically in your strategy, just the context of market movements. What happens slightly more often than not, right? There's some strong ones that you might not think are so obvious as well. Little bit of a rejection up here. Not a bad entry. Not a bad entry as so far on this candle. Way too early to tell, how this will play out, but we'll see if we can head back down towards that low. Let's see, Zach the Sniper. No, man, just patience. All right, somebody said they were here for 3 days waiting to see me take a trade. You got your trade. It happens, brother. Don't focus on the payout. Mike, I've blown 3 XFAs this month. 1,700 in them. Trying to force a payout. What were we talking about here? Never looking at the numbers just to set up. Yeah, Mike Z. Well, I did it. A week of base hits. Killed yesterday. Trying to get my payout day. I had it. Wanted to leave a bigger buffer after withdraw. Blown. Won't happen again. Yeah, Mike. I'm sorry to hear it, brother. I'm sorry to hear it. It happens, dude. It happens. It's part of the journey, unfortunately, where you got to put your hand on that stove, usually, no matter how much you you shouldn't, to get burned and then come back and really say, I'm not going to do that again. But it's painful, man. I'm sorry that happened to you. I've done it myself. I've done it plenty of times. I've had the disgusting, giving up thousands of dollars in funded accounts, trying to just hit some arbitrary goal. And it's why I talk about that. I've did it a lot in the past. Focus on the trading. Just focus on the trading, right? Yes, adjust to the rules, the P&L, the profit target, the max loss limit in the funded accounts that you're trading, right? Because we are playing a game here, a sim game. But when it comes down to things like, I want to take a payout by XYZ, or I want my payout to be this big, or I want to hit a round number, or I need to pass in by Friday, and I'm going to do all these things that are not trading because the market doesn't care about any of that, and I'm just going to gamble my way there. You risk just ruin. You risk a lot of ruin doing that. So I'm sorry to hear it, brother. Sorry to hear it. It happens, man. Keep your head up. It won't be the last blown account. A week of base hits and then trying to force it is where most go wrong, right? Most traders. Here's the progression, right? Usually, you hear about trading, you think it's way too easy. You come to the charts and you usually either make or lose a lot of money very quickly, like right off the bat. Either one is going to be detrimental to you. Then you start to work on technical analysis, start to work on risk management. You start to develop some kind of strategy, some edge. You work on that for a while. Nothing seems to work for a while. Then you start to get some stuff that works. This is, going down the line. Once you start to get some stuff that works, now comes the hard part of waiting for that stuff to happen on the chart patiently and only trading that stuff and not placing arbitrary goals. Now comes the psychology of managing winning and losing trades, taking red days, taking green days, right? getting close to being able to make profit or turning, a profit, right? Starting to get some consistency, taking prop firm payouts, and all of the demons and emotions that come in with that. That's where it really gets difficult. And most traders, including myself, stay stuck there for a pretty long period of time. I also stayed stuck on strategy and lack of focus on mindset and risk management, and over focus on strategy itself for a long period of time. But try to put parameters in place to limit that. Personal data loss limits, your own, personal loss limits. I want to see this thing come through this low right now, man. Time for the dump. Otherwise, it's not going to look too hot for me. Try to focus on that, man. That's the Achilles heel. That's the tough part. That's the tough part. I had to make that. I had it back to negative 200 and couldn't walk. Right. Yesterday's PA was not for me. I feel it. Small candles in the trend day are not for me. Yeah. FOMO has kicked my ass. I had to shake that. Yep. That said, it was my longest XFA. Awesome. Money Magnet, what's up? I really tried to base hit it. Mike Z, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I made reels about it yesterday. I made jokes about it yesterday. So I have an XFA, right? Not to talk about the firm. I have an XFA from January of last year. Oh, January of this year, excuse me. January of this year. It's almost 1 whole year old, a funded account that I've taken multiple payouts from, and I have over 80 trading days in the same account, okay? I took a payout on it last week. I took a payout on it yesterday. In that account, all I've done is small base hits, very small base hits. And there's something that continues to get proven to me. And a lot of those 80 days, which I'll grain of salt what I just said, a lot of those 80 trading days were when I was not focused on the account at all. Apologies for the dog barking in the background. And they were just flip days, like $1, just to keep the account active from going inactive. I try to do that like once every week or once every other week. Try to quiet the yapping poodle. The point of this is not to brag or like something exciting. All small payouts, right? Nothing to write home about. Here's the point. The less you care about an account and the less you care about putting up big profit and the more you just go for these small base hits, stuff that just makes sense when it makes sense, and you allow the trading to work itself out, you hold on to accounts, you don't suffer from FOMO, you don't care about trading or not trading, you don't care about making money or not making money, and you just work yourself towards profit and payouts, right? It's kind of like trading on demo, right? Where you really don't care, there's no risk on the line, you're not trying to prove anything, you're not trying to get to any goal or any arbitrary, mindset or is being applied. And that's what happened to me. It's what happened to me in multiple of those accounts where I stopped caring about them, and I would come every once in a while and go, okay, well, let me just shoot for like a $200 day, make another base hit or whatever. And, outside of the mindset, the psychology, you're putting the game in easy mode, right? You're putting the game in easy mode. And I made a reel about this joking, but, this is serious. So many traders come to the video game of trading and they put it in impossible mode. They skip the tutorial and they skip easy, medium, hard, and they go to impossible because they're aiming for huge payouts, right? They're seeing what other people do, and they're aiming to dig themselves maybe out of a hole they've created for themselves trading off the bat where they lost money, or they're trying to hit a $5,000 payout, so they have to make $10,000. They're trying to hit a $25,000 payout, copy trading 20 accounts, right? When if you just put the game in easy mode, right, and shot for the bare minimum, for example, in the accounts that I'm talking about, $200 days, you get 5 of them, and then you pay yourself. And all of a sudden, you've made money. You've made money on the account, even if you failed it multiple times before you passed it, right? In a funded account, same thing. Maybe you just shoot for these really small base hits. You don't try to hit the consistency rule and go max profit every day. You just slowly trade $200, $400 a day, $500 a day. Next thing you know, you got some nice profit, you qualified for a payout, you take your payout, right? And also, when you do that, you care less about hitting a profit target. You care less about getting close to a payout, making some arbitrary number. You just trade, you go back and forth, and then what happens, right? You do well, man. So you can't expect to come to playing whatever video game you want to play on expert mode if you haven't beat the characters on easy mode and done the tutorial. Stop button mashing, this was the joke, and come back to easy mode. Do the tutorial, and then play on easy mode for a while. Take the smallest payouts that you possibly can. Make the smallest dollar amount that you can in a live account, right? And then scale from there, because it continues to get harder as you go, okay? That's the thought process. And I think if traders did that, I have it repeatedly demonstrated to myself. Even this far in, I'm having it demonstrated to me again, and I'm like, I know the stuff, but I'm like, damn, man, like, really? Another payout? Like, so I'm, just to be clear, I'm getting aggressive with the firm that I'm talking about. I'm trading 150K accounts. I had these 50Ks for forever that I was just keeping alive. This trade's working out, by the way. I'm liking it to the downside. Not going to clip it here. I want to see towards the break of that IB low. I'll probably take it off before that. I'm not going to need to hit a huge home run, but I'd like 200 points out of this. Yeah, I think we can get 200 points out of this. I see other guys talk about it. The $200 a day, guys. It's so easy for you to make $200 a day. It really is so much easier for you to try to make $200 a day with a $2,000 or $4,000 or $6,000 max loss limit. It's so easy, you don't even want to do it. You're above that. You're better than $200 a day. That's not worth your time. You're going to keep blowing accounts for $2,000 a day, right? And people are going to be taking those base hits and getting paid out while you're struggling. It's important to think about this stuff, guys. It really is. And there's... Ooh, here we go to the downside. This is nice. Yeah, so, guys, at this point, I am going to go stop loss to break even. This is nice. Nice playing at the downside. This could be a huge down day. I'm not going to shoot for that. I'm really not going to shoot for that. I'm not going to let a trade that's 150 points in profit come back to stop me out for a full loss all the way up here. I don't go stop loss to break even quickly. I don't go stop loss to break even often. But I'm going to look for a push down around this IB low. Probably take it off before. And just try to catch a little W with you guys. If it turned now, obviously, without me closing, even coming down below this 15-minute candle, I'm giving up $780 worth of profit. I'm comfortable doing that, just talking through the trade management, but I'm not comfortable on a Trump tweet from, about China tariffs coming back to just rip my face off. So I'm going to look to join bid out of this if we can get a little bit more of a push lower down here. We could start to find some buyers down around these lows that are going to try to drive this right back up through VWAP. We could absolutely turn on a dime down here. I think we're much more likely to just completely break out. And I'm going to look back at a pretty gnarly down day, but that's okay. I think the safest spot would be before this. Safest spot would be now. Second safest spot, right? Most probable to hit before the IB low. Break of IB low, and then like break of this second daily, candle down here. It gets less and less likely to happen, right? But this is looking decent so far. But yeah, guys, put the game in easy mode. Pass the game on easy mode first. And then come over to, medium and then hard, right? And scale up from there. Prop firms don't want you to play the game in easy mode. They don't want you to take small payouts. They don't want you to take small base hits. They want you to YOLO the accounts and continue to lose, right? Look at the rule set, adjust to that rule set, but focus on getting yourself paid, right? As you get more consistent, does it make sense? As you have more money, we talk about capital allocation experience to just, go for really small wins and not try to scale up and challenge yourself? No. But most traders are not there. They're digging a hole, losing money, blowing accounts repeatedly. And they would just make so much progress if they slowed themselves down just a little bit. Starting to hesitate here. What's going on? Trying to hold this one a little bit longer. We're starting to hesitate a little bit down here. There we go. There we go. I'm out, chat. Like I said, right above IB low. I think this thing breaks and goes. I do. Don't need to push my luck. Happy with my $950 win. I'm going to do what I'm saying to you guys right now, right? I'd like to start to challenge myself a little bit more in this account. I'd like to start to scale. I've taken almost a dozen payouts in it, like 8 payouts. I love playing the game in easy mode, guys. I really do. It's really enjoyable. It's very stress-free. Keep the game in easy mode. And again, this is an overgeneralization, but, you know, aiming for larger and larger winners, right? Scaling in, scaling out. Not being more of a see profit, take profit without running an incredibly negative risk to reward is just tough, man. It gets harder and harder and harder to do. So I'm going to do what I'm saying to you guys right now and play the game in easy mode. $950 in a live account. I can withdraw this with you guys right now and hit my account less 20% because it's an 80-20 profit split, and hit my account like I withdrew the 850 yesterday. So W's in the chat for me today. Guess what we're doing now, chat? It's giveaway time. We're about to run a giveaway. Run the likes up. We'll talk about this trade real quick. Let's see. How many likes we got on stream? It's going to be the last one of the week. We got 50 on stream. Oh, you guys ran it up through. Well, we got 70 on stream. You guys ran it up. W's in the chat, man. We'll talk about this one. I got to say, guys, I usually don't get an entry like that. I usually do not get an entry like that. Hold on. What was that actual entry? Okay, hold on one second. Just so I can actually look at this one. Oh shit, I can't go back and see it. All right, I can look at the trade report. Anyway, pretty solid entry. I'm going to say somewhere up there with, well, what did I have? I was right above. No, I was tight. I was even tighter than that. And I was at 195. I mean, not 195, 995. I was right there. Woo! Chatty, chat. I think this thing rips, and this could be a $2,000 trade. Don't care. Happy to watch it go. Not gonna feel FOMO. Not gonna worry about. Not gonna worry about that at all. Risk off. Happy to be done with it. We'll talk about this one in a minute, but there you go. Hella W's in the chat, guys. Hella W's in the chat. Let's go ahead and run the likes up. Where's my little thing? Run the likes up to 100, and we're gonna run a giveaway. I do have an interview scheduled after this. Nice little podcast that I'm running. Yay. Thanks, guys. I'm watching you guys on Kick. I know there's only a few of you tune in there, but I appreciate you guys. Mike Z and LJet7. Appreciate you guys for hopping in. W's in the chat. You guys went crazy with this one. Daniel, Chart Print, Streamer Hub. Awesome. Pam. Nice to get a full W on here. Good trade, Zach. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Duck race. Oh, we got duck races coming, guys. Listen, we run duck races whether I win or lose. Usually more even after I lose, or if I don't get a trade, I'm just bored and we run duck races. But we're running a duck race today. If you're still trading, if you're still watching this, not to completely come off the market, I think this goes. Very weak across order flow, very weak on price action. Could not even sniff VWAP, coming back down towards the low. We know if we break this IB low, we typically don't come back up to break this high. If we break this low, we typically extend it by a decent amount. Here we go to the downside. This would be targets for me. If I was going to hold this thing all the way down, 46,900s, down below this low, into this area of high volume. We'll see what this zone looks like. I also do think, guys, this could be a gnarly red day setting up. This could be a, you know, if we come outside of this, sorry to hop out to the daily, like look at the candle that's forming. This could be a pretty gnarly day. YM has room to go without it really exceeding, you know, ranges. We could easily put a 750 point, 800 point day to the downside here. This could be a really big one to the downside. Does it have to do that? Nope. We could stop here. We could come right back through the high. We could form a bullish day. To me, this looks like we're at least coming down towards the 900s, down below this range. Looks like we want to challenge it, right? We came in here, had a chance to pop back up. We're coming back down, pushing lows. This looks interesting. You know, I'm taking my trade. I had a nice entry. I'm glad I waited for where I did. When you end up with a really nice entry like that, you don't need to hold for breaks and lows. You don't need to hold for a huge extension. You know, you can take your profit and move on with your day and run a duck race. I'll talk about reasons behind this, right? Why today this one looked good. Why the continuation trade looked good for me today and played out. It is one for the book that the continuation trades have not been bad. I just don't find them as often. I don't find myself comfortable with a stop loss, you know, below highs of days and prior days like I had today. I'm not as comfortable with it. YM is very whippy back and forth, and I just hate to stop out and then continuation. But I probably do have to find myself into more of these. Anyway, guys, go ahead and smash the like button. I'll get the form ready to go. Got 75 of you guys on the stream. This was the trade that we just took. Something around this level. Here, let me actually pull it up. This way we don't have to guess. This was the trade. That's it right there, guys. That's the exact entry, the exact stop, and the exact point that I limited out. Yeah, join bid out. No complaints. No complaints. I think you like the duck races more than we do. I might. Hella ducks in the chat, hella hearts, hella W's. Guys, smash the like button. We are running a giveaway for an instant funded account from Top 1 Futures. It's going to be another 50K Ignite instant funded account. Wolf, if you're still on here. Wolf, you still on here? You had me start to do some math yesterday. Wolf was asking what the dollar value of accounts. 100 likes. 100 likes, 100 likes, 100 likes. We're not there yet, Juan. Wolf started to ask, he wondered how much dollar amount I had given away that Top 1 Futures has supported me to give away, because some of it has come out of pocket, but the vast majority has been support from Top 1 Futures. Shout out Top 1 Futures. Shout out you guys for being here. Shout out anybody that clicks the link or uses the code. It all works towards doing more of this outside of getting me paid, because I'm partnered and affiliated and I stand to make money. But every one of these, the Ignite accounts, has been around the $200 range, $179 to the $200 range. The eval accounts are very inexpensive. The instant funded accounts that we've done a lot of have been well over this, into the 300 plus range. So it's getting up there, man. I'll have to try to go back and see when I started running them. Maybe I'll pay someone to do a tally or something. But it's been cool, man. It's been really cool to be able to give back this much. I really enjoy it. I really do enjoy it. And again, if you guys want to check out Top 1 Futures, this is the account that we're giving away today. These are done on Monday. These are the Ignite instant funded accounts. Just to show you guys on the site real quick what these bad boys look like. Here are your choices, and I have videos on my YouTube. If you're here on YouTube, or if you're watching on X or anywhere else, shout out to everybody that watches from all over. Yeah, we got a few of you guys on X, not too many today. I have a video comparing all three of these, right? All three of these. This is my favorite, right? The instant sim funded, and with code RDF, you get 55% off. Oh, look at that. It's actually better than the deal on the website. Ooh, surprise, surprise. Your boy gets you the best deal. These are the one that we're giving away today. These are the cheapest instant funded accounts. They come with a little bit tighter rule set and definitely a tighter max payout per payout. You could also look at the straight to sim funded pro accounts. These are the hardest rule set, in my humble opinion. Very aggressive pricing, big ability to scale up, big opportunity here. But they do have things like an intraday trailing drawdown and an equity stability score, minimum trading days, that type of stuff. Instant sim funded, end of day trailing drawdown, really nice standard, daily loss limit, soft breach, wide max loss limit, nice contract sizing. 20% consistency, copy trade up to 5 of the 25 or the 50Ks, 3 of the 100 or the 150Ks, and work yourself towards a live account that you see me trading right here, boys and girls. The one with no consistency rules, no minimum trading days, uncapped, unlimited payouts, no upside cap, daily payouts every 24 hours. They're paying out the same day. Pretty damn sweet. This is the fastest path to a live account. If you have a faster path to a live account of any prop firm, please let me know. I want to know about it. I have not seen that yet from any other firm. It's one of the biggest reasons that I'm bullish on Top One. I think they're actually looking to vet good traders, not ones that are just playing the sim game, and get them into pre-live accounts, and then live accounts put money behind their trading. So that's the spiel for today. You want the deal? Code RDF. Link is in the chat. Feel free to check it out. Remember, guys, do your own research. I'm biased. I'm partnered. I'm affiliated. I stand to make money. I like to repeat that 47,000 times because everybody complains about the... I have to go to my daughter's school, but I will keep the stream in my car. Yeah, I'll give you the entry. You get an entry. You get an entry. Don't worry. Don't be driving your daughter to school and be doing something crazy on the phone. You don't have to do that. You'll get an entry to the giveaway. That's funny. I appreciate you guys wanting to stay on though. So anyway, yeah, if you guys want to check it out, link is in the chat. I think it's an awesome deal. The deal is not going away. These are coming off the site on Monday. Off the site. Done. Finito. They were off for a while. They brought them back. Again, I think an excellent opportunity for someone that wants to get into a funded account for 99 bucks. You know, if someone was asking if you were just coming off of demo, you were a year in, what do I think you should be trading? Should you be copy trading, 5 $350 accounts? No, you should probably say, I'm probably going to lose it. Let me just trade really, really slowly, get myself a little $1,000 account for $100, see if I can't work myself towards a payout, right? Or maybe a 100K that's 250, but you trade super duper slowly. Instant funded's also super duper solid option. My preferred account right here. Best rule set, most expensive, but I think these are just an insane opportunity. Put this account specifically. I encourage you guys. Challenge me here. Put the 50K up against any other instant funded account. Go for something that's close, and please show me an account that's cheaper, that it has wider rule set and allows you to take out more money quicker than this one right here. I would challenge you to do that. Put them up against all the big names. That's why I'm here yapping about it. I can partner and affiliate with anybody I want, and I have in the past. I go with who I want to use personally, what I feel is the best for my community, and if you say that's a bunch of bullshit shit, Zach, you're going to go with who you think is going to pay you the most money and make you the most money. Also correct, right? Also correct. Why would I go with a firm that I think is trash that I wouldn't make any money promoting or partnering and affiliating with? So, but you guys, do your own research, make your own decisions. That's my case. All right, guys, we are at 83 likes. It's giveaway time coming up. We got the form ready, chat. Can you guys hit 100, please, so we can run the duck race? Can you guys run this? I'll give you guys another couple minutes to hit this thing before we drop the form. Nice to end my trading week on a W, though. Nice to end my trading week on a W. If you guys hopped on late, I was talking about this earlier. I am not trading live tomorrow, Monday, or Tuesday. I will be running around. I said I was going to try not to dox myself, which I'm also going to try not to do right now. But I'll send some vids to IG. Hop on IG, Real Deal Zach, if you want to check out where I am. Only a spot that's going to be beautifully tropical, where I can sit on the beautiful white sand beach and drink a pina colada after diving with sharks. Yo, where's my giveaway thing? What the heck? Sorry, guys. Yo, am I tripping out? Wow, that was weird. Couldn't find it. 100 likes, guys. We got to hit it, and this form's going to drop. 100 likes, chatty chat. You guys are almost there. If everybody hit the like button right now, you guys would hit it. There's been hundreds of people that have cycled on and off. But, yeah, we'll be back full schedule on Wednesday of next week. If you're in the Discord, somewhat limited responses as I'm screwing off and enjoying the fruits of my labor with my wife and enjoying some travel. But I'm sure I'll be posting and keeping you guys updated. But hop in the Discord. Discord is pinned to the top of the chat as well. If you want updates, if you want more giveaways, if you want a chance to win more accounts, if you want to know when I'm live trading and not live trading, which is almost every single day. It's pretty much every day the market's open, 9:15. Unless I'm going on a trip to spend some of this prop firm internet money that I'm making here with you guys. All right, guys, 90 likes. That's going to be close enough. You can tell how much I really care about forcing you guys to hit the like button or anything else. Form is in the chat. Here's the deal. Here's the rules, guys. Form is going to be in the chat right now. Get this one filled out. I'll give it to you guys on X as well. Don't fill it out more than one time. Don't use your mothers and your brothers and your sisters and your grandma's email, okay? It comes straight from Top One. If you do that, you're going to get banned from my stream and from Top One. Please don't do that. It happens over and over again, and it's not cool. We give away hella accounts. If you don't win today, you could probably win in Discord, or you can win multiple that we're going to give away again next week. Don't do anything crazy, guys. Don't get yourself banned. Here we go, chat. Form is in there. But yeah, let's talk about this, right? Let's talk about this. Number one, we talked about being patient, right? And I get a lot of shit for that. I get a lot of hate for that. I get people saying, oh, this dude's scared to trade. Oh, watching somebody saying he's live trading. He's not actually trading. Press the buttons. I've had people say, all of that stuff, right? I've done it before, right? I've done that before. I've done it all before. Here's what seems to work best for me. And it's not always going to generate a win or a winning week. This will still generate consecutive losses and red days, weeks, and months for me, because that's what my trading looks like. But staying patient and waiting, being frustrated because I didn't get the move, for my setup to come, right? Knowing what my setup looks like and waiting. And what does that mean sometimes? This looked like it was about to be no trade. It looked like it was really going to be no trade. I wanted a sweep of these highs, maybe prior day high, but at least pre-market for a short. We got here and then sold off. That pretty much negated it. I didn't know if we were going to pull back or not. It didn't look like it. It looked like we were just going to dive to the downside. If we did that, I wouldn't have gotten anything today, and I would have been one trade in this account for the whole week, right? Because I went no trade yesterday, stayed patient, super choppy. W, right? 850 on the short on this trade that I took live with you guys. And I went no trade on Monday. I just did not have a setup, right? I find staying patient and waiting at least to take a good loss is better than taking multiple trades and trying to, work with the market and generating a bunch more losses potentially, right? For me specifically on this one, what worked out well today, waiting patiently, right? But this was a continuation trade, right? Here's what I mean by continuation. Let's break this down really simple. We open up, right? Market did something like this. I'm just going to make this stupidly simple because people started asking me on IG yesterday as well. Here's what I mean by a continuation trade versus a reversal trade. And VWAP is somewhere here in the middle, right? Continuation, reversal trade, which is the first trade I look for. We got highs over here from pre-market. Maybe prior day high is all the way over here and prior day low is all the way over here, right? Once the market opens up, maybe it's opening up around VWAP, and maybe we've been selling off a little bit. I would love to short maybe above pre-market highs, or maybe above prior day high, right? So price pops to the upside. What do? I jump into a short trade, for a reversion, right? A reversal. I'm waiting for this price to reverse from its current motion right here, and a mean reversion style trade back into price action, back into market structure. These are tend to be somewhat aggressive. If I'm wrong, I'm often very wrong. If I'm right, I'm often right very quickly. Very clean trade. People call them cheap trades because, well, you don't have to put on a lot of risk to get a stop loss outside of structure. But this would be more of a reversion trade, right? A continuation trade is what we had today, right? Here's the structure from today without looking at the chart. We popped up. We got close to pre-market highs. We didn't go and sweep pre-market highs. We didn't go and sweep prior day high. We sold off, right? We're selling off really aggressively. I'm not taking a reversion trade. I'm taking a continuation trade, right? So I waited for a pullback up near VWAP, which is right here, and I look to short that for a continuation, okay? This is very broad terms because trend is subjective, right? Continuation versus reversal is subjective. Well, you could say, no, Zach, technically you're taking a reversal trade because you want it to reverse around VWAP here, right? But this would be what I would call more of a continuation trade. So I hope this helps just breaking down some of the basics. Overall, guys, I'm discretionary, right? I am very discretionary, and I think it's really important to note that as someone that trades live and shows you what I do. But today, broke to the downside. I would have even liked to have missed the short up here with a break of a high, honestly, but broke to the downside, held VWAP to the downside. I took a short on the first test of this area, near VWAP, above prior day volume point of control, for a continuation to the downside, right? For a continuation down around that IB low. No hold for a break, no hold for anything crazy, right? Simple as that, guys. Does this work out every day? No. On another day, we just rip my face off to the upside, right? And another day over here, we also rip my face off to the upside. Do I have the perfect trade management, the perfect entries? No, absolutely not. And I often do not get a sniper entry like that. I very often do not get a trade where I take absolutely no heat. But risk managed, right? You see me put the same contract size on, the same risk, unless I'm really scaling up for some reason that's pre-planned. You see me take the same style of trades day in and day out. And I hope you guys can see that there's no magic here. There's no special sauce. There's just experience on the charts, application of, discretion and interpretation of price action, market structure, technicals, fundamentals, order flow over here, which was also looking extremely weak, super negative cumulative volume delta on ES specifically. Try to make a little bit more when you're right than you lose when you're wrong, and or try to win a little bit more often than you lose. That's the secret sauce. That's it. But it's nice to have W's, man. And again, I try to always grain of salt it because you guys are going to hop on here and it's not going to be like this every week, where for the last 4 weeks after getting moved into a live account, I've taken multiple payouts from multiple prop firm accounts every single week. And that is certainly not always the case. And I like to build realistic expectations. It's nice when it happens. It's really nice when things start to come together. I've made some adjustments on YM. It's been working really well. I will still have losing streaks. The market will not agree with me. Volatility will change. I'll be slow to adapt. I won't execute well, or just in general, there'll be a natural losing streak of 3, 4, 5 trades in a row. That's maybe multiple red weeks and a red month. That's part of trading. That's part of it. I would say when you are executing well, try to capitalize on it. Try to continue to trade. Try to focus up. And that's what I've tried to do over the last really month of trading, which has gone really, really well. It's been a high point in trading with props in general. But I always try to keep myself level-headed and not get completely ahead of yourself and overconfident and think you're God and you got it all figured out. And the next trade you see me come here with 5 minis and $5,000 worth of risk, and I wipe out, a third of my live account on one trade because all of a sudden I took too many wins in a row and now I think I got it all figured out. Manage risk, keep yourself controlled, press it when you're doing well, back off, take your foot off the gas when you're doing poorly, but try your best to stay in that middle ground of equilibrium. Showing up every day. Forget if you just took a loss. Forget if you just took a win. Forget if you went no trade multiple days in a row. Wait patiently and execute. That's how you get paid. Continue to review whether you're winning or losing. Look at what's working well. Look at what's not working well. What could you do better? What do you need to change up completely? What do you need to keep doing? That's the whole sauce, guys. The whole sauce. I hope this helps. I really hope this helps. But again, I knew if today I took a W and ended off this week, I wanted to grain of salt it because I'm hyping it up, right? I got to talk about the wins. I talk about the losses. You guys see the losses. I got to hype up the W's. I've posted a lot of prop firm payouts, that type of stuff. Just know that I've been trading for a while. There's losses behind that. There's years of hard work behind this. And it's not always like that. And there will be the red months where I get the comments of, this dude sucks. Did you ever know how to trade? You're not profitable. You're terrible. You're whatever, you know, and you get the comments when you're doing well of, you're a gambler, you're getting lucky, you're just sim farming or something. You get all of that. But I try to be down the middle, guys. Grain of salt, everything I say, except for what you see here live, which is what you should do for everybody. Prop firm payouts, P&Ls, all that type of shit. None of it is worth a damn. Really, none of it, man. Live trading. So anyway, hope this helps, guys. Hope this helps. I'll read some messages from the chat. That was a long rant, but we're gonna run this duck race. Giveaway form is coming out right now, guys. Coming out right now. Let's run it, chatty chat. Yeah, man, nice to end off. Nice to end off on one W though. I gotta say that you can't control it. Nobody has any idea what's gonna happen next, but it is nice to end off. End off with a W, man. All right, let's get the ducks loaded up. Shout out to the ducks. We got everybody's name loaded up here. We are ready to go. Remember, guys, if you don't win today, tune in. I usually say tomorrow, but tune in on Wednesday because I'm not live streaming tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. I'll be screwing off in the island somewhere. All right. Let's see. Let's go. ICT Macro time. Let's go. Duck time. Emotional roller coaster. Yep. So true, man. I appreciate you guys. I try to keep it real with you, hence the name of the channel. Real as it gets. I appreciate your honesty, and channel is great live trading for sure, man. I think that's why we're growing, man. I think the people are tired of the BS. They're tired of watching the best traders of the world. They want to see a regular idiot try to turn a profit. They want to see a regular idiot like me make mistakes and blow accounts and have frustrating, difficult days, and then also continue to grind it out and work towards payouts, man. I appreciate you guys for being here. Have a great vacation for sure. Ended up taking the same trade as you, but on MES, looking for continuation, equilibrium. Nice. Safe travels for sure. For sure. Safe travels. Looks like, yeah, if I missed a question, guys, tag me or hop in Discord. All right, let's run it. Good luck, everybody. This is for the Ignite 50K account from Top 1 Futures. One more time, I'm going to throw it in the chat because they're awesome and it gets me paid. Go. Bam. All right, guys, let's run it. Where are we at? The ducks are off. Good luck, everybody. If you win, you will get an email from Top 1 Futures sometime after the live, hopefully today. You're my kind of regular idiot. I wouldn't say regular. Yeah, no. Yeah, listen, guys. I say that because, like, dude, I hop on IG or like X especially, and there's like zero humble traders. It's like everyone is God's gift to the earth, and they're like, I'm the best. This is what professional. Nobody could touch me. Nobody does it like this. All wins, no losses. You guys all suck. Everybody's horrible except for me. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm not that way in anything else in my life. I don't think I'm going to be that way in trading. And I definitely don't think that. So, I don't know. I call it like I see it. Though I think a lot of that stuff, maybe you feel that way, and that's what you need to, like, succeed and have that type of crazy attitude, which sometimes you got to hype yourself up that way and think you're the best, which I get. But to constantly, like, put that out and to talk that way is, I don't know. Maybe one day when I have even more results, I'll talk like that, but I don't think so. Anyway. Post dive videos, please. Yeah, I got you. I got you, Blue Water Cruiser. We got the GoPro ready. We're gonna get some dive videos. I said diving with sharks multiple times. I'm not diving with sharks. It's just regular dives. Probably some regular reef dive, drift dive stuff. Nothing crazy. Maybe a wreck, but usually not wrecks down there. But we'll see. You never know. See some stingrays, maybe a shark. 20 seconds to go. Nirmal, Electric Kate, Daniel, Dreves, Dwayne, Rathan, Rob, Keen, Paul Memphis, NQ Lee. Nirmal holding really strong. Is there a breakout duck that's going to come and challenge? 4 seconds to go. Fast Money Formula out of nowhere. Fast Money Formula, the pink number 70 duck. Oh, man. Yeah, we got some divers in chat. What's up, guys? Yeah, I'll definitely post some stuff. I'll try. From some really shaky, like ridiculous, poor diving GoPro videos. All right, Fast Money Formula, where you at in chat? I know you're always here. This is an OG. I'm not worried about it, whether he's here or not. Fast Money Formula. I think I know who this is also from Discord. Ah, there he is. W's in the chat. W's in the chat for Fast Money Formula. You are funded with a 50K Ignite instant funded account from Top 1 Futures. Shout out to my boy. Have them spear you some lionfish. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Congrats, W's. I won't get too sidetracked with diving, guys. I'll bring it back to. We'll do a whole dive presentation and how that relates to trading. All right, guys. This was awesome. Yes, correct. I vow to bring it to payout. Let's go. Just so you guys know, if Fast Money Formula brings it to payout, he will not be the first trader to win an instant funded account and go all the way to a max payout. Someone from this community has already done it. They've taken a payout from one of these accounts that they've won on the stream, all the way from $0 to like whatever the number is, 2,000 or 1,500 or 2,500. I can't remember the account that they won. I think 2,500. Anyway, Fast Money Formula, you're going to get an email after this. If you guys hopped on the stream late, we took a W. W's in the chat. Nice to end off nice and green. Close to $1,000 in the Top 1 Futures live account. I don't know, man. I might just keep taking payouts. This has been working pretty well for me. I was thinking about scaling and trying to start to put more of a buffer in and then size up, go for more contracts. But I don't know, dude. This thing's paying me, so I might just keep utilizing that daily payout. It's fun to do. But we'll see. We'll have to see. If you guys missed this and you don't know me from a hole in the wall, I trade live every damn day here, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. No trading tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday of next week. Discord is pinned in the chat. You guys can hop in there. You can also, I'll throw it in here again, hop in the free Discord. No VIP, no course, no mentorship, none of that fun stuff. If you guys want to come and see me in Tampa, that is a paid event that I'm guest speaking at. I'd be more than happy to have you guys out there. It would be, where we at? It would be awesome to see some of you guys out there speaking at the, guest speaking at the Tampa event for ASFX in May of next year. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up real quick. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content. Thank you guys for being here. Like Top 1 Futures code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Thank you guys for being here. Have a great holiday. W, appreciate you guys. Trader Julie Kate, Homat, Chef Trades, Glenn B, Chart Prince, Fast Money Formula, who took the W, Lone Wolf, hey Zach, did you even include my duck? Yes. Relaxing Zen, Stacking Bananas, Business Builder Video, Wander Walks, Joe, everybody gets the call out today, Daniel, Carolina, Blue Water Cruiser, Dwayne, Normal, appreciate you guys for being here. Pam, of course, Mad Moxie, of course, Relaxing Zen, Streamer Hub, No Name, appreciate you guys. Macro Time, Daniel Holder, appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here, man. I'll see you in Discord. Not going anywhere just yet. I'll keep you updated, and then I'll see you next week. Trade safe tomorrow, guys. NFP Friday. Trade safe tomorrow. Big financial news event. Trade safe. Government shutdowns affecting everything. Keep your eye on the financial news calendar. Structure your risk. Do whatever you want to do, but accept that on the front end. Talk to you guys soon.